The officer ordered her to step out of the vehicle and warned that he would not repeat himself. She tried to calm him, asking him not to speak to her that way. He insisted that everything would be all right and begged her never to lie to him again. He acknowledged that what she was going through was painful, but explained that her current actions were not an effective way to handle it. She revealed that she had found her boyfriend with her best friend on the morning of her wedding and asked how he expected her to deal with such a betrayal. The officer apologized, but she claimed he wasn't truly sorry because he didn't understand how she felt. He agreed, but explained one thing he was certain of: neither of those people deserved for her to do something reckless. He reminded her that she was smarter than both of them. He pulled out a lottery ticket and said it would be drawn at the end of the month. When she asked what it had to do with her, he told her he had a proposal, that she should promise not to do anything drastic until the draw. He admitted he had never won anything, but kept one ticket in his wallet to give himself a bit of hope. He wanted her to feel the same. She thanked him tearfully and assumed he would now take her to jail. He pointed out that she had been speeding and had broken the law, but since his shift was over, he could only issue her a speeding ticket. Later, someone escorted her downstairs to a storage closet. She was told to enter, and she obeyed. Some time passed before someone checked on her. When asked if she felt better, she replied sarcastically. He reminded her she had complained about a headache earlier. When she asked why the shower was always wet, he explained he had just bathed, though she noticed his hair was dry. He told her he had already dried it. He warned her to think carefully about what she planned to do, insisting that a true friend never betrays themselves. When she asked how long he had been deceiving her, he begged her not to hurt herself anymore. She insisted she needed to know so she could tell the judge. He admitted it had been about a year. She insisted that the police station needed to know the truth so they'd know who to watch out for. She then ordered him out of her house. As he prepared to leave, she asked where he was going. He stated he clearly wasn't planning to stay. She apologized, insisting she hadn't meant for things to end this way. He reminded her no apology could fix what had happened. Their marriage, he said, had been falling apart long before. They both agreed they needed a break after the exhausting events of the previous day. Later that afternoon, a visitor approached an officer at the station. The man introduced himself as Officer Jose Jimenez's colleague and explained that Jose hadn't simply taken time off, but had been granted a short leave. When she said she was just a friend wanting to thank him for what he had done, she was told she would have to wait until his return. She left a card and asked the officer to have Jose call her as soon as he could. Meanwhile, Jose was approached by a man who insisted he wasn't a bum and had only tried to help. He refused to accept charity. A young woman later recognized Jose and insisted he was the policeman who had helped her before. He claimed she was mistaken, but she insisted it was him and asked what had happened to him. He claimed to have simply fallen asleep on the street. She informed him that the station had told her he was likely to lose his job. He told her it no longer mattered. She offered to help and asked how he had ended up in this condition. He explained that he had once been a confident officer, but his wife had cheated on him, and he had lost everything. She reminded him that months ago he had helped her during her darkest moment and asked why he was giving up now. She encouraged him and told him that good deeds were always rewarded eventually. One day, while speaking with a friend named Anna, the young woman suddenly felt unwell. Anna asked if it concerned Jose. She explained that Jose was sleeping on the street while Internal Affairs prepared to remove him from the force. Anna insisted he had brought it upon himself. The young woman argued that she and Anna were responsible for his downfall and urged Anna's boyfriend, Paul, to help. Paul refused, saying it wasn't his responsibility. She insisted that Jose had been his friend, but Paul dismissed her concerns and left. Later, Jose began rebuilding his life with the young woman's support. She told him the tournament at the end of the month would give him time to regain stability. He confessed he couldn't pay her for her legal help, but she reminded him that he once told her to never lose hope. She found it incredible that simple words could inspire such loyalty in another person. She believed life had mysterious ways of repaying kindness. First, Jose had saved her. Now she was helping him. Eventually, Jose tried to leave to avoid being a burden, but she insisted he stay at her home. She offered him a mat on the floor, saying he had changed her life. He accepted gratefully. At his disciplinary hearing, the committee accused Jose of abandoning his post. He admitted he had failed the uniform, his superiors, and himself. When asked why he had not returned to duty, he explained he had lost everything: his family, his home, his sense of purpose, and didn't believe he deserved to continue as an officer. The young woman's lawyer intervened, presenting a medical certificate proving Jose had suffered a severe emotional crisis, making his absence involuntary. She highlighted his spotless record and reminded the committee that he had saved her life. When asked what assurance he could give that he wouldn't fail again, Jose replied that only his word could serve as a guarantee, but he promised he would never again allow personal problems to compromise his duty. The hearing ended with Jose placed under observation. Outside, the young woman told him he had already taken the first step. Meanwhile, Paul continued avoiding Anna's calls. When she confronted him, he accused her of being dramatic. She revealed she was pregnant with his child. Paul denied responsibility and claimed the child might not be his. She reminded him she had been with him exclusively. Paul told her to go back to her husband. She snapped, saying Jose was no longer in her life because of him. Paul insisted he wouldn't be her savior and said the pregnancy was her problem alone. She swore he would regret treating her that way. Later, Jose received a small gift from the young woman. She told him she hoped he would always remain as strong as he was becoming. He promised he would not fall again, no matter what the committee decided. When she asked about his heart, he said it was healed. She asked whether he had won the lottery, and he said he hadn't won money, but had won something more valuable, her friendship and companionship. She blushed at his words. The day of the final hearing arrived. The committee acknowledged that Jose had committed a serious offense, but also recognized his emotional crisis and clean record. They ruled that he would be suspended for 3 months without pay, undergo psychological evaluation, and complete a reintegration program. If successful, he would be allowed to wear the uniform again. Jose thanked them for the opportunity. Outside, the young woman congratulated him, reminding him that hope was always the last thing to be lost. Later, Anna confronted Paul again, demanding responsibility for the baby. Paul refused until Jose intervened, warning him not to destroy another life the way betrayal had once destroyed his. Anna reminded Jose that she had betrayed him, but he told her that didn't mean she had to suffer alone. The young woman offered legal representation to ensure Paul accepted responsibility. Cornered, Paul agreed. Anna thanked Jose and was surprised he defended the woman who had betrayed him. He said the baby was innocent and deserved better. The young woman told him she believed destiny had placed him in her path because he was a good person. She hinted that she wanted to get to know him better and invited him to lunch. He accepted. As they walked away together, he apologized, saying it felt too soon for certain gestures. She gently corrected him, explaining his assumptions were wrong and that what had happened between them was small but meaningful. They continued forward, ready to begin a new chapter together. Thank you for watching. Turn on notification and also subscribe for more.